Another episode, another day. Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Right, episode 2, 3, I haven't got a clue. Don't know what I'm filming, but I'm fucking filming it anyway because I haven't filmed a video for quite a while, actually. Been a bit busy. That was a bit of a Welsh accent there, just to inclusivity. Now, as per usual, I've done a bit. All right, I've done a bit in the background because I had to. I had things to do. I'm a busy fucking man, all right? By the way, everyone, I'm Paul. This is My Life Studios. You won't be new around here if you're watching this because it's not the first episode. Stop what you're doing. Go and watch the first episode. Put a playlist on repeat while you go bed. Everyone can do that. I'll probably earn another 6p. I can feed my kids. I won't. I'll spend it on myself. Yup! Now, what are we doing today? This is the SG with the clear stripes so far as we're going on. I'll separate that for a minute. Here's me stripe going through there. You can see it. We've got things going on. We're murky. It's all looking nice. I've cut some fret slots. I've got a radius. We've got inlays. Didn't include that this week because we've seen it all before. And I need to start planning what I'm going to put in builds. What I've got to do today, Geiger have got this range of titanium bridges. Always makes me question things, really, because some people say, "Oh, I've bought a Tone Pros bridge for my Les Paul because it's heavier, it's girthier. I can barely lift it up. The sustain is going to be astronomical." Bollocks. This is titanium. It's lighter than a queef, but we're going to use that. Will that affect sustain? Will it make it feel like a fucking hip replacement? I don't know. Most of you are on your way to getting them, or a knee, definitely. So we've got titanium equipment to put on there. These bridges are a little bit more finicky to lay out. You've got to worry a little bit about your intonation. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to lay that out. That's what I'm doing to the body. Lovely fucking jubbly, I suppose. We'll get that fitted. Thank you to Geiger. They actually supplied that to me. There's an affiliate link below, and if you want me to earn 6p. Now also, we've got matching stripes on the top, so we need to get this shaped and fixed on. Now, I'm going to actually glue this on with epoxy so that it doesn't affect the stuff underneath. I'm actually going to put it that way up because you can see a bit of the bark, and I think that looks a bit fucking cool. So I'm basically going to put the nut on. I'm going to shape the bottom of this so I know that it fits nicely, and then on it goes. Then we're going to glue it. And in fact, I'm probably going to thin this out a little bit more before I glue it on. That's all I'm thinking. We're going to lay out the bridge and everything, and then we're going to do that. And I've got to put a control cavity in the back of this. This thing's fucking solid. See, it's a bit heavier than normal. I don't know how many lubs it's going to be. But anyway, let's reconvene when we're ready to glue this on, because I'm going to thin it out. Do you want to watch? You are watchers, and yeah, we'll watch. Ready? I'll condense it into a milliqueef. I've actually got myself some new dangly extractors because they've got 1 micron filters. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Less likely to kill me. Anyway, over to the sander. Right, back on the bench. I've got me nuts out. Never get sewed. Never get sewed. Unlike my nuts. Distended as... I'm only joking. They're like a kiwi. Firm. Now, that's a lot of information for a video, isn't it? That's the nut what's going to go on here. That's the nut what's going to go on here. Proper Cornish. Question of the day. I'm an 80s child. Primary school toilet paper in the 80s was literally tracing paper. What the fuck were they thinking? And where's it gone? You don't get that anymore, do you? It's all triple quilted. Answers on a postcard. Let me know what you think. 2.2 mil. I didn't want to go any thinner because I didn't want this falling apart. I started getting a little bit nervous. But that's where that's going. I'm going to get this face so it sits and seats rather pleasantly. And that's actually surprisingly simple, like the Luthier before you. I'm going to get out a bit of sandpaper. I'm going to angle this approximately 7 degrees. And I'm just going to sand it until I get the desired lip on there. And that's given me a bang-on little seated seat in there. A cushiony one. So I'm happy with that. Lovely. Let's crack the fuck on. We're kind of going halfy-halfy, ain't we, here? Now, before I do anything, so I'm going to cut him approximately to size on the bandsaw. No need to film that. I am going to leave a good couple of mil, because when you glue it down, you might get a bit of a wibble wobble. Yeah, don't be too exacting. There's no point at this stage. It's so thin, not as thin as your willy paw. It's so thin, which that's true. We can just sand it off later. Don't panic, all right? There's never a reason to panic when you're making guitars until you fuck it up. All right, loads of room there, loads of meat on the bone. I'm gonna have to mix up a little bit of epoxy, and then we'll just get that glued on and let it go overnight. Now I'm measuring in grams. So for anyone that's not in England, that is the correct measurement to use. And if you're not using grams, have a word with yourself. Grams, not grams, all right, not grandmas. Yeah, 0.32 grandmas. Equal parts, 14 grams. If you are, incidentally, if you are an epoxy resin manufacturer and you want to sponsor this prick and be associated with possibly the greatest community on YouTube, by all means, get in contact, milostudios@hotmail.com. And likewise, I've got a few slots left for 2027 guitar builds, the end of next year. Always give your epoxy a good mix. Don't worry too much about air bubbles when you're mixing up this little teeny tiny bit, because it's gonna be so flat. There's gonna be hardly anything on there. Now, when I clamp this on, I'm just gonna make sure I can see that joint. You can see the end of it where the nut's going to go, and make sure that still fits okay. I'm going to get one clamp right in the middle. Once I know I've got all the overhang I need, don't forget you can sand and do anything you want on here. Fuck it, it's custom, right? There are no rules. Once I know he's in position, you can go mental. In fact, I'm going to use a better quality clamp. The only conscious decision I'm making here is I'm going to clamp everything on one side first, and then clamp the other side, and hopefully that expels it. I don't fucking know. Right, that's a lot of clamps. Hopefully that's not going to be shit. We've had spillage. I'm just clearing as much squeeze out and detritus from the nut slot. Just make sure he fits nice still. That's fine, look, the nut is in there. That's nice and snug. It's got a slide in. There's no forward and back movement. I'm waffling. This is waffle. You're bored. Take the nut out, otherwise it will fucking stick in there forever. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Many, many moons have passed. I've got to get back to this guitar. I've been finishing up other things, other shits, whatever. Fun note, this morning, my wife decided to cheekily joke around slapping me in the face, but she mistimed it, lost her bottle a little bit because I would have got fucking angry, and she ended up just slapping me in the eyeball with a fingernail. I don't know if that's worse or better or worse, but you can tell me actually, what would you have done? Would you have stood for that, boys? On a serious note, if you've been affected by domestic violence, the other way round, is your missus beating the fuck out of you? Let us know, because we'll all have a bit of a laugh. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's very serious. It's a little bit funny though, isn't it? It is a bit funny. Slap me in the face. Anyway, I've fretted and I've minge fudged. I didn't show it. I've decided pretty much unequivocally now that I'm not going to do fret work, not very often, in the build series stuff, because I'll do endless fret work on Mondays. Endless. The only difference is I've got to glue them in myself here. So I might do 1 or 2 a year from start to finish if I feel like I want to, but I didn't on this one, so I haven't. Ah, lovely. So we're done. That is worked. All right, it's glued on. It's gone pretty clear. I've sunk in one of my new, that is MS, Milo Studios. That was designed by this geezer. I've forgotten the name. I'm so shit at names. It's unreal. People think I'm fucking rude. But that is the new symbol. Love it. I might get some metal ones done of that from Smelly Cat, because he does all the lovely coinage. I've bought some before. It's hard coming up with logos. I'm going to bandsaw this one down now. I've read on the SJE Power Tools site, which is where I get the router bits from, and I wish I'd never mentioned it because they've been fucking sold out forever. I'm going to buy about 20. I'm going to buy a lifetime's worth next time they've got stock, and I suspect a lot of people are. You're supposed to cut, I go 21 mil. I'm spitting it out very fast today, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can't pick up on the salivations. 21 mil thickness from the edge of my fretboard to there. It's about 22 mil. So that's a bit of a chunk. It's not skinny, it's not chunky. Somewhere in the middle. We'll see how that feels. The best thing about those router bits is we can cut them and you can give it a good, you can wrap your arm around it like a cock. And you can say, is it got enough girth? Do I want less girth? You can fill your boots. SJE says that for best results, we should be tapering the thickness by 1.5 mil. I've been doing closer to 3 mil. It does give you a bit of an unusual carve, a fatter top end, which I quite like, but it's unusual, so we're going to go with a couple of bits of binding. I'm going to stick them on there, and they'll just be like little rails, and that'll give us a natural taper. Do you like how that works? Very simple. If there's a simple way of doing things, I'm going to fucking do it. So over on the bandsaw, and then we'll come and tape them on, and then we'll go through the router bit, because everyone likes the terrifying router bit with the goat meme. The goat meme will be included in the video today. Battery fucking exhausted t-shirts available in fourth wall. Go and get yourself a t-shirt. Support the cause. I was going to point over there, but the workshop's moved around. I'll see you on the bandsaw. It's right behind Big Dave. Now, as always, I've left a little flat bit on the end there, so it rides on there. I'm going to put my spacers on. I'm going to glue my little doofers on. I'm not bringing Dave over. I've got no side camera. Doesn't that feel weird? Lovely. Got some cheeky rails on there now. That should give me a bit of a taper. It's not a lot. It's a little bit less than normal. But I'm excited to see what it's going to be like. So you can see here, I've got my mark. That's me size that I need. I've set me out a bit. I'm just going to go a little bit lower than that mark. And then we should go nicely along here. I tend to start my carve and I'll go to here in line with the blade. So we'll put a bit of tape on that one. So when I'm cutting, I know how far to go. And then again, I like to start my carve and my volute around a good way along, halfway along the first. So we'll put a little visual on there so we know we're going the same place every time. And then we'll be able to see what we're doing. Piece of piss, look, piece of piss. Right, I'm going to set my armour up and we'll have a crack. And then what we'll do, we'll cut that one, go all the way along, have a little feel, see what she's like. Right, so we've got a fairly good radius there. I'm happy with that. Next phase is to get this headstock thickness, and then we're going to be over on a bit of carving. I'm doing a musical speedy uppy on that because you don't really need me to explain it this time. Next time I will. In the meantime, enjoy the music. It's just standard generic slop that comes in the Filmora editing suite. I can't use anything else because people will try and take all my revenue, the 6p from the views. Can't be doing that. Sneaky twats. See you in a minute. I hope you enjoyed the tunes. I like a little tune. Don't do very many musical speedy uppies anymore. I've got a little bit ahead. Just so you know, before I do neck carves, this is where we are on the neck. Before I do neck carves, I cut the angle of this, which is only 2 degrees, 2.5. It's not that fucking accurate. Gibson will go 3, sometimes 4 degrees. You get a proper crank on your neck to give you maximum movement on this. I like to try and keep that ABR1 style bridge fucking decked. I want it as low to the body as I can. Mainly because I don't use pickup rings and I don't want my pickups sticking up miles out the body. I want to flatten it as much as I can get. So we've only got a 2.5 degree angle on that neck. And what this does, let me just get Dave back here. Come on, Dave. This is a sensible bit. We're being sensible. Put your willies away.
Bring out the gimp.
No one needs to see it. I can smell it from here, you fucking skank. Even when he's serious, he's still a prick. Right, 3 business cards. It's about 1 point and a bit mil. 0.4. So that's our string height off the fret. Bottom of our string simulation. Simulation theory. Oh, flat earth, wankers. Now, when I put my straight edge on here, I'm aiming for me high. I'm aiming down here. And I am comfortably about 3 mil above that saddle. When that goes on there, it's going to raise it up about 1.5 mil. So I've got a bit of scope. And we can also let this into the body a little bit, which also looks very, very sexy. But that's a last resort. We don't need to do that. But it does look fine. If you make an error, that is there as an option if you want. I don't mean the whole fucking thing. I just mean drill some bigger holes, some recesses. I cut this off a good few mil too big. And then I'm doing this every time. I'm offering it up. I'm going, that's too high. I'll go and take another 0.5 mil off. And I'll show you on me choppy. This is as accurate as I need to be. Look, I've got marks on here. So I'll cut it off with my big bastard blade. Oh, I want to get your teeth around that one. This holds everything in place. And then if I want to take another 0.5 mil, I'll just loosen that off, give that a tap, and I'll just go off my marks. That is it. You haven't got to be right to the nearest 1/4 mil 67/30 tooth. You can be close enough to like 3 mil, which is 92 60 seconds. So it doesn't matter because it's an adjustable bridge. You just got to nestle it down as you go. The most important thing is the position of the fucker on the body. And we'll go through that now before I go home. Because it's Friday afternoon, it's 20 to 4, and I'm feeling like I'm going to go and have a rum in the hot tub. I just won the Christmas raffle at Tommy Gun Tattoo. I've won a whole day's worth of sitting, so I've got a fucking full-on Pink Floyd tap for the top of the thigh planned, and then some shoulder stuff. And then I'll just look like a fat cunt at the beach with drawings on him. Hey! That's going to be good, isn't it?
You're a lonely, ugly arsehole.
Right, anyway, we're digressing. We're talking bollocks. This is 24.625 scale length, not 0.75. It's the older Gibson scale length. And we have got 312 to the 12th fret. So I'm going from the 12th fret, and I've got 312 marked on the body. This is the roller saddle from Geico, which is supposed to give us less friction. Don't know about you, but at 44, I'm after a bit more friction in my life. There's me 312 mil, straight line from the 12th. Triple check and check again. You do not want to fuck this up. That line is only relevant to the high wound as far forward as it will go. So I've also re-established the lines from the neck, all right, just in case anything's not right. We've got our new lines now, so I know where dead center is. Excellent. Now when I put this one on, I've got the center of that roller over that line. Lovely. Now what's more important now is that we mark that this bridge has to go back on a 3mm angle. Don't worry about angles, don't worry about none of that. It's 3 mil. Once I've moved it 3 mil, I want to just recheck that roller, because everything's moving, which is always weird on the roller bridge because they're now at an angle to the string pull. So I don't know how effective they are, whether it's worth a wank. It might be. So now I'm happy with the position of that one, and we're all tickety-boo. I'm going to hold that extra still, and I'm just going to prick it. There's one, and there's one. That's where my bridge is going. It's a hell of a technical. Now, the bottom of this one is 7.07 mil. I've got a 6.5 because we want it to cut a little bit into there. I'm going to drill it manually. You can use a pillar drill if you want to use a pillar drill. It's up to you. We'll go just a smidgen deeper than we need to. It's always nice, isn't it? Like using someone else's. Someone that's got the length that you never got gifted. Right, happy that I'm level and square. Done and dusted. I'm just having a feel to see if that's snuggly and if it's going to tap down. Right, that's him decked pretty much down there. 3 cards, 1 card. Make sure your neck is sat properly. It should line up everywhere now. So with that bridge decked right down now, I am just a bit above that on the strings. So basically, he's got to come up about a mil. So we hit that perfectly. Lovely jubbly. See what I mean about these now? I mean, there's loads of room under that bridge. So if you wanted to drill some bigger holes and just sit them and seat them down into, which I've done loads of times, looks really nice. It's a nice way of doing it. Even the bushings that these are sat on, we could get that bridge down another 1.5 mil quite comfortably without even doing anything visible. So that's all I'm saying is don't panic, all right? It's fine. There's lots of different ways. You're not a CNC machine. Quite often you're going to be doing this for the first time, or you're doing it once or twice a year. It's a bit of a pain in the ass. It's basically the same process with the tailpiece. I like to come back 50 mil because that's basically what you find on most Gibsons, 45, 50 mil. And there we go. We're in. We're in like Flynn. That's how we're looking today for the end of that episode. Everything's lining up nicely on the back. We've got a bit of final sanding to do. Going to ease this edge in manually on this one. Maybe increase these a little bit. Got a little teeny tiny volute. Still needs a final sand. Not sure how I'm going to finish this one yet. I haven't decided. But either way, I'll see you in the next episode. This might be a 3-parter, but it might be a 4. So don't get your knickers in a twist. Oh, you can't lie to us. I can fucking say whatever I want. This is the internet. The home of bullshit. Special wave, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you on Monday for a stupid fluff piece. And I'll see you next Friday, where the builds are just going to get filthier and filthier.
I used to date twins back in the day.
You did? Well, how could you tell them apart?
Well, Laura used to tie her hair back and Mike had a cock.